Maybe welcome to another episode of the Average Day Joes. I'm your host, Steve.
And Jay, what's up?
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. I hope we all had a great weekend. Some of you who might have watched the Super Bowl, we got some great update recaps for you guys. That's Jay's section, of course. But how you feeling today, Jay?
Excellent. Well rested. It's been, I love cold weather, so it's been nice and cold. You know what I mean?
I know.
Yeah.
It's been like abnormally cold in California because usually we'll have this kind of cold weather maybe for like a month in the winter, but now it's like almost dragging on to 2 months where we
Good.
have that extra wind chill that makes it even colder. We never used to have it just like that cold. It was
I
always kind of
love
like
it.
I know.
I ain't mad. I'm not mad at it.
I'm mad. It's just kind of weird in a way because I'm like, man, like since I do the weather on this show, I get kind of jealous when I'm doing the weather for Florida. Sometimes I'm like, man, this is a nice place right now,
You
But
you want that 80 degrees?
only in the winter though. And then when the summer comes, everybody's like suffering, and we're like, man, we love the weather out here. So
Of
it's
course.
always it's always it's you're never you know what I mean. It's like not one
Yeah.
place is not going to be the perfect place. It's just that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's nice to be able to have two places. I guess Florida may be a future investment for when I get older and I want a warmer place in the winter.
Oh, of course. Of
you know,
course. I mean, that's just, that's always going to be like that over there. Just got
definitely.
to make sure it's not underwater later in life. You know what I'm saying?
No, I know that's the only thing. So I got to wait. I'm going to wait like 10 years,
Yeah.
and then if they did what they needed to do to get the
Yeah.
everything improved where it's not
Yep.
going to go in the water, then yeah, it should be okay. But
That's what I mean. If you go farther up Florida, it's better, but then it's not as hot.
yeah,
That's the
de-
difference.
definitely. It's funny. I mean, talk about Florida, and they get hurricanes, and they always have all this damage, right?
Yeah,
This is a fun fact. This is just something I just thought about right now.
yeah,
But so I learned like back in the day that you know the fiber from hemp, the actual plant hemp.
yeah,
So they learned how to use that and make hemp concrete. And
yeah.
with hemp concrete, they don't build houses out of hemp concrete, but if they did, it's actually one of the only materials that not only can withstand fires, but it can withstand hurricanes, even like super like Category 5 hurricanes. The concrete of it is so strong that it can withstand pretty much anything that you put up against it.
Yeah.
You would think because they're always building stuff out of wood. They got these like to protect Floridians. They have, I guess, like for their windows, they have those like shutter things, and then
Of
but
course.
yeah, but if they have like Category 5s, it doesn't make a difference. Like the roofs blow off.
No,
It's
everything's coming.
yeah,
Everything's
it's
going.
not it's not solid. So it always kind of amazes me that they have the technology to kind of make things already better proofed, but
Yeah,
yet we don't use it, and that kind of always baffles me. But then at the same time, you got all these when there's destruction, there's money to be made. I guess that's the best way to put it.
yeah.
So in a way, it could be probably just done on purpose for all we know.
Well, yeah. I mean, you could. Yeah. I mean, unless you're. Yeah. It really. Yeah. I don't know how that works, but yeah, I've seen hempcrete. It's called hempcrete.
Yeah, hempcrete.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I don't know all the. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know the things out there about how it works.
yeah, yeah. They should look into it. I might have to write the governor of Florida, be like, "Yo, y'all got to look into this thing, man." Yeah,
He seems like a cool cat, Ron
that's what
DeSantis.
I'm saying, man. Get open mind.
You know.
You know,
Yeah.
you know what's funny because I'll be watching the news from Florida sometimes because I like like I said I like to keep up with their weather and stuff
Yeah.
and they were just saying that the governor, how do you say his last name? Santo, was it? How do you say that name?
DeSantis.
DeSantis. So DeSantis, he's this is his last like term. Like he can't run
Yeah.
again after he
Yeah.
finishes his term. So
Hmm.
guess who's going to be running for the governor after him?
In Florida? I have
Yeah,
no idea.
his wife.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's interesting.
yeah.
I mean, she knows firsthand about everything, so I didn't even think about that.
I don't know if you've seen what she looks like, bro, but
No.
she's up right up your alley, brother. Right up your alley. I'll tell you that much.
I never seen, so I don't know, but thank you for that. Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
All right. Well, let's get into our Super Bowl recap and let's see what happened in the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, exactly as I said it. We had our nice little bet, and I told you what was going to happen. I know you didn't believe me. You were pulling in the Taylor Swift era, but even she got booed when they showed her on the screen. This is the Trump era, dog. And the Eagles, they just obliterated the Chiefs. Why? Better defense, better running back, better O-line. The only thing that they needed to play well was their quarterback, and he sure did. That was it. They won in every aspect of the game, and it wasn't even close. Wasn't even close. So it was exactly how I thought it was going to be. I just had to see the spread beforehand. That's why it took me those couple days to bet, because sometimes Vegas and spreads. But yeah, I had that feeling, and the Eagles they went in on them in every aspect of the game. It wasn't even close. It was over at halftime, literally.
I know. That's pretty much when I turned it off, was at halftime. After halftime, I was like, they can't do nothing. What I did is I watched the very first possession of the third quarter when the Chiefs had it. And that they couldn't. That they just can't do nothing. Like the defense kept sacking Mahomes.
Yeah.
I was frustrated, and I'm like, I can't imagine what Mahomes is going through right now. You know what I mean? So I'm like, you know what? There's no point. And I pretty much turned it off. I was like, yeah, it's over.
Like the age-old saying, man, defense wins championships. That's just how it goes, bro. And they had the best defense and the best running back, obviously. But all they needed was their quarterback to play well, and he played great. He played great. He really played a good game. So shout out Jalen Hurts. He had a great game. He was the MVP, so he showed out in the right game, let's just say. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And it would, like, their running back for the Eagles, he didn't really do much because they were able to stop him, but the defensive line of the Eagles, man, they just
that's what I mean. They have the best offensive line and defensive line, but Saquon carried them. Their running back carried them all year, bro. The Chiefs they already you could tell, okay, we're gonna just stop this guy. Let him beat us, and he beat him. So when you stop that running back, that monster of a running back, you got Devontae Smith, AJ Brown. Like, you can't. That's what I mean. It was all on the quarterback and Goddard. So you have all these options. It's on him to make the right decision, and he sure did. It was too easy, which was good. Like I said, that's how I saw it happening. It's just literally because you knew they were going to sell out to stop Saquon, because he ran over everyone all year long.
Exactly.
So that's what they did. And
and then on top of that, there was like no chemistry between Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Like, there was no chemistry whatsoever. I don't know.
It wouldn't have mattered, because you got to understand, when you're playing the number one defense, it was when you have that good of a defense, you just dictate everything.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, literally every time they kept they kept rushing Mahomes every time. He never had time to do anything. Never. And that's exactly what you want.
I think where Chiefs also went wrong was like the very first two quarters when I watched them. They almost did not try to run the ball at all. It was just pass, and I feel like they really messed that up, because every time they kept rushing Mahomes, if he just handed it off, you know what I mean? They would have had a better chance of getting those 10 yards to be able to get first downs. But you know what I mean? He didn't have time to pass it at all, and it just totally everything collapsed.
How do you run against that defense? Tell me.
I mean, if they're rushing Mahomes, you know what I mean? Then if you do a running play to the outside, then you have somewhat of a chance. But they didn't even. I don't know what happened with Andy Reid. Like, did he lose his touch of the running game? Like,
not at all, dude. The Chiefs have been they're not one-dimensional, but they've been they've won a lot of close games all year, and they don't have the best running game. Yeah. And to try to run against that defense is stacked. Like, you know what I mean? In every level, like from the line to the linebackers to the DBs. They're stacked.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? Like, to try, I mean, I get it because you should try to run the ball, even if you get 2 yards, you know? So, but I mean, they weren't going to beat the Eagles running the ball. That's not their game at all. They want Mahomes to do magic. You know what I mean? But honestly, like I said, they just went up against a better team, an all around better team, and you saw what happened.
I know.
That's all. That's what it comes down to sometimes, man. The better team. You know, if you're a better team, you just, yeah. I honestly thought it would be a lot closer.
Yeah.
But I knew the Eagles were going to win. I thought it would be closer. I didn't know it was going to be like that's really just kicking a team's ass. Like you can't get more like, hey, we are better than you. Yeah. That's all that needed to be said. We are better than you, and we're showing you.
Like I said, I turned it off in the third quarter. So when I seen the score today, I was actually surprised that they even got to 22. I was like, oh wow, they actually did something.
They just, you kind of take your foot off the gas. You kind of relax. You know when the game's over, basically.
Yeah. Of
And
course.
like this could end the whole GOAT debate now because Tom Brady, different level. Sorry, dynasty, not even close. So we could end all that stuff now. This is beautiful. Pat's Nation, Tom Brady is much better,
I don't know if you've seen the halftime when they were like, where the analysts were speaking, but it was so funny because when Rob Gronkowski started speaking, he started comparing, the Tom Brady, and he's like, we need to see a little bit of Tom Brady right now, and it was just funny the way he was saying it, you know what I mean? Like, because he knew that.
Well, don't you remember? So when Brady was down by 25 points, what happened? It was 28-3. Atlanta Falcons were beating the Patriots in that Super Bowl, and that was in the third quarter, about to end to the fourth. And guess what happened? You already know. Came back and won the game exactly, and they were down 25 points.
Yeah.
As soon as Mahomes was down, you already you could just tell it was over. Like I saw it was 24-0. It was over. I was like, this is over. There's no way that Then that's what I mean. It's just. We can end all the GOAT debates now, okay?
Yeah.
Let's leave it at that, because Tom Brady, all his Super Bowls, he never lost by the combined total of that game.
Right.
Just letting you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And his stats alone, just not even close. Mahomes' stats in the Super Bowl compared to Brady's, like interceptions to touchdown, it's not even close.
I know.
So. Just letting you know, I just want to throw that in there, being Pat's Nation, you know what I mean? Just had to throw that in there for all the peoples.
Yeah.
It's
crazy game, man. I was really hoping for it. I don't even care the fact that I lost, to you.
No?
In the bet.
You don't care about that? I don't know. Your track record over the years says different.
No. This one wasn't a big deal to me. I just honestly really wanted a close game where it was very competitive.
Yeah,
that's really all I was looking for, and that's where if there's any kind of I wish I didn't bet, it was the fact that it was so lopsided, not the fact that
I know, yeah,
the Chiefs lost. You know what I mean? Because I like to, if I bet, I like to have a fun bet. I don't like to.
I get it.
It's so lopsided. You know what I mean? That's kind of where my process of thinking. What that is.
Well, I'll tell you this: I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the game.
Well, I'm sure.
I'd much rather have an ass kicking like that. Because I was very relaxed, like, oh, okay, I'm cool. You know what I mean?
That's why you get relaxed.
That's what I mean. I didn't have to be like, oh, come on, especially with they're not my teams, you know what I mean?
But that's to me, that's the thrill of it, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know. I get it. I know. I like I said, I seen the greatest comeback. 28-3 was I saw that and I was like, winning, like that Super Bowl was like, oh, you know what I mean? Anything can happen.
Yeah, of course.
So, yeah, man. But yeah, it was a good Super Bowl. Even Kendrick, I like Kendrick's performance. It was great. He had a good performance. I understand why Drake sued Universal Music Group before because he didn't want him to do that song, and he was like, I don't care, and he still did it. So everyone knows now, everyone knows who he was talking about now,
That's actually going to be one of my trending topics today. It was trending, so I'm going to.
No way.
Warrior people, yeah.
Okay, we'll go into that later then, because oh man, that performance, I was like, oh damn.
What'd you think of Samuel L. Jackson as the Uncle Sam?
I thought it was pretty funny actually.
It's kind of funny.
It doesn't make sense though, but it was funny. But
Right.
yeah, I'll let you get into that topic later then.
But
Yeah.
let me ask you because this is actually not part of the whole training topic.
Uh-huh.
I did see a lot of videos about because every Super Bowl there's always like it's symbolism. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So did you see or did you hear about like what some of that could have represented as symbolism at all or no?
I've seen it in the other Super Bowls, like when Lady Gaga performed, when The Weeknd performed, like I've seen it.
Yeah.
I obviously I watched the Kendrick performance, but I didn't see like certain things that were pointed out because obviously I'm listening to the song and I'm like, so I didn't see like what people can point out. I have to see it after. And like when I saw some of the things, I was like, oh, Kendrick doesn't strike me as the type to be in certain things, but you never know. I have no idea.
I did see some videos of like people trying to kind of dissect and try to like show the symbolisms.
Yeah.
But everything I read, like it could have been, but it wasn't to where I'm like convinced. You know what I mean? I wasn't.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I mean. Like I've seen it in other ones where it's really like, oh, okay. You can really see it. Like I said, Weeknd, Taylor Swift, Lady Gaga, where you can actually see like, oh, But yeah, in Kendrick's thing, it was so like, I don't know. I didn't really see anything. But like I said, I was also enjoying the music.
No, definitely. Yeah, a lot of people were trying to be like, oh, it's a symbolism of like slavery and this.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
I
Jesus.
didn't see all that. You know what I mean? Like what people were trying to point out on TikTok videos.
Oh God. Yes, I totally understand. I mean, we're in 2025, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah. It is what it is. That's
exactly. That's what I say, bro.
This day and age, somebody's got an opinion about everything. You know what I mean?
So yeah, for sure.
It's good to get other people's opinions and look at it, but you have to also think for yourself. And for me, like
of course,
it wasn't anything convincing to where I'm like, yeah, this was totally it. You know what I mean? So,
well, I mean, I like I said, I enjoyed the halftime show. I literally did. I was just like, like I enjoyed that, man. I know. Kendrick representing Cali, you know how it is.
Yep, that's how it goes. And then, I'll talk about it later. But I was gonna say,
talk about it in your trend. Yeah, in the trending topic, we'll get back into it.
Okay. Right. Let's get into
right now.
NBA scores though.
I'll hop into the NBA. So right now we got live Cavs and T-Wolves. The Cavs are doing work. No surprise. Hawks and Magic, very close game. You got about a minute left of that one. Hawks are up. Spurs and Wizards, that's another close game. Spurs are up. That doesn't surprise me. Nets and Hornets. Nets are up by 20. That's an easy dub, looks like. Celtics Heat. I don't know who the Heat have since they got rid of Jimmy Buckets. So Celtics are doing work. That's an easy dub. Warriors and Bucks right now, 58-51. It's halftime. So that game's live on NBA TV, just to let you know. Pelicans and Thunder doing work. That's no surprise. Mavericks and Kings are even before the half. And Nuggets Trailblazers just started. And later on tonight, you have the Utah Jazz against the LA Lakers. That should be an easy dub for the Lakers. So,
and just to get it straight, for the Mavericks, AD is out for like a month, supposedly, right?
Maybe a little more. He has a abductor strain, so somewhere in the abdomen. So it could be. I'd say about a month. I mean, AD is he gets hurt every year. Like no disrespect to AD, but he's always gotten hurt every year. He has been in the league over a decade now, so he's gonna get these little things. What I would do is I would rest him completely until are you excellent right now? So they can have him for the playoffs. They need, if they have him in the playoffs, they'll be fine. Like literally, I'd be like, dude, just rest until the playoffs. You know what I mean?
my thinking too. Like, just rest until the playoffs at this point. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. Like you got about 4 weeks until the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So yeah.
exactly. And from what I understand, Doncic is probable for tonight's game for Lakers.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna play,
Yeah,
honestly. I mean, it's not to be mean, but it's the Utah Jazz. Like
yeah.
I
That's what I'm thinking. Like,
I
why
don't
would
really think they need him against the Utah Jazz. I could understand if they're playing like maybe like the Warriors or some team that's like a rival, maybe like the Clippers, you know.
you? Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't play him until he's ready either. So
Exactly. And after what Austin Reeves did without LeBron the other night, where he put up like 43 points or something, or 42 points, like, and they
yeah,
won without like their main players. Like, yeah, I don't, you know what I mean? Why would they put Doncic in? You know what I mean? Unless they're just trying to like see how he feels or
all
maybe
they want to do with Luca is get him integrated, meaning like they want him, like team chemistry. That's it. When
Exactly.
Luca plays, Luca has to have the ball in his hand a lot.
Right.
You can't just fit him into an offense. So that's why they
Exactly.
want to play him. That's it.
And I'm sure they're going to put him more. If they're going to put him in a game, it's going to be one that's more like prime time game, like you said, not just
Exactly. They won't put a Utah Jazz like like
Yeah.
I said, not to be mean, but it's the Utah Jazz, like
Exactly.
So
And plus, now we got Dalton Connect back, and we got back Gabe Vincent. So I think that
oh well, sorry your trade didn't go through there, buddy.
it's okay. What honestly, so I mean, from what I understand, it's actually a good thing because the guy from Charlotte, he didn't pass the physical. Like they're like, yeah, we gave up all this, and he's not even passing the physical, but we gave up too much for that, so we might as well
Well,
take that.
according to you, he was a great big man. Like, oh my God, have you seen his highlights? And
Highlights. I didn't say he's like a great. I just said from the highlights, he looked like he has a lot of potential for being a rookie.
okay,
But
he's not a rookie. He's not a rookie. He's
well,
played.
he's a young
He's
guy.
played in 85 out of 220 games. That's not. That's yeah. Well, that's third year. That's your third year, and you've only played 85 games out of 200. What?
Yeah, and
That's kind of weird to me.
He's not a reliable long-term, a player that they're going to be able to count on.
I agree. But guess what now? Guess what now? You don't have a big man anymore.
No, but that's okay because I mean there's going to be the buyout market that they can get a big man. So there's just right now is just a bunch of names floating. I'm not sure, but I'm sure they're going to get some big man. It might not be the best big man, but they're going to definitely.
I know, but this would have been valuable information before the trade deadline because they could have actually traded for a center that they could use. Because now they're really just up the creek without a paddle. Because it's like, oh, great.
But we'll have a big man. It's gonna be one of those. It's gonna be a surprise. I don't like surprises per se so much, but it's gonna be a surprise what kind of big man we get. That we need. As of right now, I even heard rumors that they might even put LeBron as a center. So that's whatever floats the Lakers boat.
Put the 40-year-old LeBron at center. Hey, put Bronny at the wing. Hey, that's fine with me, bro. Hey, I support it. I support it, bro. I support it. Put Doncic at LeBron's position. Put Bronny out there on the wing and put Bron at center. Hey, more power to you, bro.
Yeah. I know it was Super Bowl yesterday, but did we did have 3 games yesterday? Do you have those scores pulled up by any chance? Or
yeah, of course. I didn't watch any of it. Super Bowl's football day, so the Bucks beat the Sixers. No surprise, the Sixers have been struggling all year. Rockets beat the Raptors. That's no surprise. The Rockets are a better team, obviously. And the Pistons beat the Hornets. No, I don't think anyone in America watched any of those games anyway. So.
And what about tomorrow? Any notable games that you're going to be looking at?
Grizzlies Suns. That'll be a good one. Yeah, because the Suns are struggling. Grizzlies they're both in the West. Grizzlies are, I think they're third up there, maybe third or second.
Right.
The Suns are fighting to, they're in the lower bracket. So exactly. that'll be a good one for tonight, because obviously I think KD will be back, or that's tomorrow. KD will be back. And I mean, the Suns have their squad with KD, Book, Beal. So they got rid of their center though.
Oh, did they? I don't know.
Nurkic, yeah, they got rid of their center, so
Huh. Do you know why?
they wanted to make a trade. I mean,
Oh,
everyone when you don't have the right chemistry, you got to shake things up. Like so, you make little trades here and there to try to improve. So
yeah.
yeah,
One.
I mean, dude, that team they're 500. You have KD, Booker, and Beal, and you're 500. That's kind of weird.
No, definitely, definitely.
So I get why you want to shake things up. That's why they even thought about trading Durant, remember? But he was like, "Nah, I'm not going to the Warriors."
Yeah.
He said straight up, "Nah, I'm not going to the Warriors." So, you know.
Don't laugh at me when I tell you this, but just I'm gonna give you guys the Average Day Joe's community. I'm gonna give you guys one name that I heard floating for Lakers center on the buyout market that they might try to get.
Oh
And
no.
so don't laugh at me for saying this because this is not me. This is just what Lakers the floating name. So one of the big mans that they were looking at was Clint Capella.
Oh my God.
That's a
Oh
name.
my God.
I don't know how far Clint Capella can get him. You know what I mean? But his defense is pretty good. He can't shoot, but he got good defense.
Okay. Okay. All right.
And let's move on. So
All right.
what's going on with Timberwolves, man? Give us the scoop on Timberwolves.
Oh, the Timberwolves, they have Glenn Taylor will be out as their majority owner, which is good for them. They'll have A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez, and Mark Lore, and I think that's a big maneuver for them because A-Rod's he understands. He's been in sports a long time. Obviously it was baseball, but he understands how things work, and I believe they'll be able to bring a lot of people to Minnesota now with Ant-Man because you got to build around Ant-Man.
Yeah.
And building around Ant-Man is a smart idea because Anthony Edwards has a whole nother level to him. He could really he's good.
Yeah.
I saw him play in the Olympics, and he's really good. It's pretty
So
impressive.
so what was the whole dispute about in the first place?
They have majority ownership now, A-Rod and Mark Lore, which is good. So when you kind of change ownership levels, it's you want to get like the old blood out. You know what I mean?
Uh,
Yeah, that's it. Like whenever you have new owners and new like ownership levels, you get to do different things because now you get to dictate where your money goes, especially in a free agent market, how much you want to spend, who you're going after, everything. It's a good thing. It's a very
so
good thing.
so it just means that basically Glenn Taylor is not going to be able to make any kind of decisions anymore.
Exactly. Yeah, he won't be exactly. He won't be majority, which is good. You
Okay.
don't want him as majority. You've seen how the Timberwolves have been trash, I'd say, since Kevin Garnett, dude. And then remember what happened. They traded Garnett when they went to the Western Conference Finals and all that. They traded Garnett to the Celtics, and what happened? The Celtics won the championship. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So ever since then, they've been struggling to even just get back there. They've had good players, dude. Don't get me wrong, but never the right moves. Like you can always almost understand that it's like, okay, like you have good players here, they're never going to put it together.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I believe that has a lot to do with ownership because if you have the right owners in there, hey, how about this? Let's talk to the coach. Hey, let's take him out. Hey, let's trade for him, put him there. You know what I mean? Really like to get the team go, hey, we'll spend this amount of money. That's fine. It doesn't matter,
And,
to get you to another levels.
and I don't know if you know this or not, but I kind of wanted to know. So Glenn Taylor, he was like an 100% owner, and then he sold a lot of his like
Yeah.
ownership stake, and then anybody could buy it. Is that kind of what happened, or?
I mean, instead of getting pulled out like other owners, I should say,
Uh,
that's a way to look at it. You know what I
uh,
mean? Like how what they did what they've done to other owners. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Where they're you know
Clippers.
how you when you run a business, you run it. Certain people want to run it their own ways.
Right.
And this business, you kind of want to be a winner. You know what I mean by that? Like so you could keep bringing revenue in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, let's just say lack of a better term, like having A-Rod and Mark Lore as the ownership is a lot better than that guy.
Yeah.
so they can actually propel themselves to, maybe win a championship one day. They have the right piece.
And I mean,
You kept the right piece.
right, but and this is just an opinion. I want to hear your opinion on this. A-Rod, I mean, he's known to be a great baseball player. So, what do you
Yes.
think he's going to be able to bring to the basketball community?
He made hundreds of millions of dollars, and he's a winner. Did you not forget? He played for the Yankees.
Yeah. So,
Yankees are the best organization in baseball.
all
When
right. So,
it doesn't matter what sport you're in. If you're a winner, you're a winner.
yeah. So,
You
but
know,
do you think he knows like in-depth knowledge about basketball if he was all about baseball?
it has nothing. So this just has to do with money. It
Hmm.
has nothing to do with it. When you are a winner, you know how to put things together to win. It doesn't matter how you do it. You just know how to win.
Yeah.
That's what it doesn't matter. You just need to win. That poor team is they need to bring a championship or something close to Minnesota. Why? Because they're not winning. You had all these good players and you still couldn't get over the hump.
Right.
They literally had Edwards, Towns, the other Gobert. They had a whole team and they still couldn't do nothing. That's pathetic. That's what that's called. Pathetic. You know what that means? And then you get rid of Towns. Why? Oh, he can't fit with this and that. Okay, let's get rid of him. Cool, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like, I didn't think that was a smart move.
Right.
You know what I mean? You could have probably kept him, got rid of other people, but that's what I'm saying. That's, whole nother level. But
Right.
that's what I mean. When you start fumbling certain players, you could blame the coach or you could go after finally high up.
Exactly.
So that's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, let us move on.
Yeah,
Shout out to the 5 people watching. Please hit the like button. Please
always.
subscribe and share our channel so we can give this to information to a lot of to everybody out there. And let us go over some of these. Trending in the news, we have the halftime show for the Super Bowl. So I want to let you guys know basically kind of what happened. Just a little summary, quick summary. So Kendrick Lamar was the Super Bowl halftime show. There was a lot of controversy. It was like a 50-50 where some people said it was like the worst halftime show ever. Me personally, I saw it. I thought it was good. I was dancing to his songs because I do like some of his songs. But what was trending was the fact that Drake was basically, that Kendrick called Drake out and called him a pedophile on basically at the Super Bowl, which is, I mean, watched by. Do you know the viewership of the Super Bowl, Jay?
Millions. What?
Millions. So it was watched by millions of people, and Kendrick. There was talk before the Super Bowl that he might not do this song. Like everybody was like, "Nah, he's not going to do it." I didn't even think he might do it. And what did he do? He kind of like, in a way, I guess you could say, kind of like broke the rules and just said, "Screw it, I'm going to call him out."
Who
And it is a
cares?
hit song.
What
So
are you supposed to do?
yeah, so he basically, I mean, from what it's trending, is saying that he won the whole disc, basically. So
Of
uh,
course he did.
Drake did try to stop this. He is Drake is represented by Republic Records, which is a division of UMG,
Yeah.
and Lamar is represented by Interscope Records, which is also a division of UMG.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy, but Drake tried to sue him or try to sue the record label, which he's part of a division, and the statement that they came out with was, we have not and do not engage in defamation against any individual. And that's what a spokesperson said for UMG. At the same time, we will vigorously defend the litigation to protect our people and our reputation, as well as any artist who might directly or indirectly become a frivolous litigation target for having done nothing more than write a song. And that makes sense. I mean, when you're talking about an artist, you're talking about free speech. You're talking about the art of artistry. So that's exactly what Kendrick did. For him to be able to say that, he didn't say anything wrong. I mean, especially if we all know that Drake kind of, he kind of does, like to play the A minor chord. So That definitely doesn't surprise me. That he's so mad, and you got millions of people. That's going to probably affect some of his sales, maybe because it does open up your eyes. But given the whole administration that is in the office now and everything that is kind of being exposed, this just all goes along with everything. So I don't see anything wrong with that. I'll just give you like a little quick read about the whole halftime recap. So the first clue about how Lamar would handle the song in his performance came by way of a large A, which was worn on a chain around his neck. He also broke the fourth wall, telling the millions watching, "I want to perform their favorite song, but they love to sue." Not Like Us became the star of the show, though. Near the end of this set, Lamar primed the audience for Not Like Us. 40 acres and a mule. This is bigger than the music. They try to rig the game, but you can't fake influence, signaling that he had something to say. That's part of the rap line. The artist looked into the camera for added emphasis when he rapped. So, say Drake, I hear you like him young. And while Lamar avoided use of the word pedophile during his halftime performance, the audience appeared to help him out by shouting the A minor line. On top of all of that, you got an ex of Drake. You got Serena Williams trolling. So Lamar had a surprise, and it was a surprise. Nobody knew that was going to happen. And so as he rapped that line, "Better not speak on Serena," the camera went to superstar tennis player Serena Williams as she was crip walking. And it was just kind of a crazy halftime show. It was probably one of the better ones. Now that I'm thinking about it and I'm reading the recap, even though I saw it, the way it was done, and then you guys had, we had Samuel L. Jackson dressed up as Uncle Sam. I mean, that was a pretty cool show, man. I liked it. Jay, any thoughts? Did you like that show?
Of course, there was nothing bad about it. I mean, this all came out weeks ago. We already reported it. Remember, he already sued Kendrick. He didn't sue Kendrick. He sued Universal 4 weeks ago, so this wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
I like I said, man, I like Kendrick, and I am mad at what Drake's doing because he just that is defamation. What happened to him, everyone know that's what I mean. All millions of people know now Kendrick was talking about him in that song. That is defamation. So he had every right to do that, every right. That's why he did it weeks ago, suing. You know what I mean? It's funny because, he didn't want that out. Like, he didn't want that out during the Super Bowl. That's the whole point.
Right.
You understand? So like, I am mad at Drake for that. Like I said, I got no heat on Drake. Drake does what he does, man. He's made good music for a long time. I ain't mad at Drake. Definitely. Kendrick makes great music too. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I thought it was funny. Like I said, I enjoyed the show. I don't listen to what any of the critics say, all that. But if you want to go court stuff, yeah, that's called defamation. It sure is. You know what I mean?
But in your opinion, is Drake a pedophile?
I don't know. I don't go to Diddy parties. I don't know what Drake does. I have no idea what Drake does. How am I supposed to know what Drake does? Drake got that type of money, so I don't know. You never know. He's connected with all those people. I'm not saying he's not. You know what I mean? He's definitely connected in that crowd. I don't know what Drake does though. I have no idea. That's a question for Drake and his camp. I have no idea what Drake does. All I know is Drake's made cool music. I ain't got nothing against Drake. I ain't got no beef with Drake, I like Kendrick. I like his music too. You know what I mean?
But did you hear of Drake? This was like a while ago where basically, I don't know if I guess like some up and coming rapper, basically Drake was accusing him of like, copping him or something. And then basically he, according to sources, Drake put out a hit on him and he was tied to that whole hit and killed this.
He probably did. He probably did. But also Drake has taken some lines too. Drake took a lot of Soulja Boy stuff too, man. So that's just how the game works.
But do you think that's right in your opinion?
What do I think? What's right?
That an up and coming rapper, since everybody takes lines from everybody. So just because this young and up and coming rapper who didn't have as much money as Drake to maybe protect himself, basically he started getting kind of big, and then Drake took him out, or according to
I don't know if Drake got money to do that. I don't know if Drake did that. I have no idea. I didn't even listen to that guy. I know who you're talking about. His
Yeah.
name was like Extension, I think, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't remember. I don't listen to the new age, but yeah, I heard about that. But do I know that that's proof that that's real? No, I have no idea. Like I said, Drake got money to do it for sure. Drake got money to do that type of stuff. Would he? I have no idea. You know, it's not me. It's not for me to judge Drake. And like I said, I don't know what he does on his personal time. You know,
Yeah. Well,
he makes his tracks. He does his thing. You know what I mean? Like it's not going to slander his name. You know, but I get why he filed the whole thing with Universal a few weeks ago. You know, I remember we brought it up on the show. And that's what I mean. I totally get it because he didn't want that out at the Super Bowl. Now that that was out at the Super Bowl, that's millions of people that watch that. That's the most watched event in America. And I
right.
would even say parts of the world. The Super
Exactly.
Bowl is the biggest thing. That's why everyone pays millions of dollars for a commercial,
I
a
know.
commercial. And the halftime show, like, it's a halftime show. It's huge.
I think
You know,
for a 30-second commercial, from what I understand, it's like $8 million.
there you go. You know, it's that. That's what I'm saying. That's
Crazy.
what I mean. So that got out to everyone. So he does have a case. He does have a case. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
But he didn't. He wasn't able to win the case, obviously, since Kendrick still did what he did.
No, no, no. He could win the case in court.
Yeah, in court. Yeah.
That's the difference. Yeah, Kendrick did what he did. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? That's Kendrick does that, but he may have to pay a hefty fine. That's it.
But
That's
do you
all.
think that'll
But
be on Kendrick, or will that be on his record label?
it depends how they agreed upon it. Like, I don't think if his label said, "Hey, you're not allowed to do the song," then it's on Kendrick. He gonna have to pay a hefty fine. If the label was like, which I highly doubt. I think the label will be like, "Hey, man, we don't want you playing that," and he'd be like, "Oh, okay," and he just went with it. But if they knew about it, who knows? It's what you can prove in court.
Right.
It's
Right.
not what you know; it's what you can prove. So we will see.
Yeah. I mean, this is just my opinion, but unless Drake can prove that because of what happened at the Super Bowl, that his sales have significantly went down or something like that, I
It
don't
won't
see.
go down.
Huh?
His sales won't go down. This is not about sales. It's about his name.
No, for sure, for sure.
It's defamation is name. It has nothing to do with sales. It has to do with, oh, he called me a pedophile and he said my name. He literally said, Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You know what I mean? He said, and he spoke into the camera and looked right at him and smiled, like
But
in front of millions. Like,
but
you
Drake,
can't.
Drake,
Defamation means you're slandering a name. It has
yeah,
nothing to do with sales.
no,
Nothing.
for sure.
Yeah, it
But then,
has to do with your name. So
but
if you were saying it like, if you had said it to someone, that's what I mean. It's just a name.
yeah. So
He's
didn't Drake make a diss song about Kendrick?
Of course he made a diss song. Okay,
Same
do you
exact
hear it everywhere?
So same
Do
exact
you
thing.
hear it in front of it? Do you hear it at the Super Bowl? We're
No,
talking about in front of millions of people. That's the only reason he made this suit, 3 weeks ago. So
yeah,
he wouldn't do it in front of millions of people. And I was like, okay, I get it. That makes sense. And he still did it.
yeah,
You see what I mean? He still did it. What was I'm not mad. I like the song. I think the song's dope.
yeah,
I've heard Drake's diss. Drake's diss is like 8 minutes long. So
yeah.
you're not gonna put it on the radio,
Right.
but Drake's diss was cool. He was getting at Kendrick, but Kendrick made his a hit. That's the difference here. Kendrick made his song like a hit. Like I said, it's more the indirect way of doing it,
And I think that the us as like the consumers of that music, we are opening up our eyes to what's really happening in Hollywood now because of all the exposures. So definitely, I think that's why it was able to get a lot more popular than Drake's song, for instance, or a lot of other people's like diss tracks because of the whole fact of what Drake is being accused of, from Kendrick.
I see. Like I said, I don't know. I've heard diss tracks growing up, and they were never like the pop song, the popular song. You get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Tupac Hit 'Em Up was pretty popular.
okay, they're not gonna play that at a Super Bowl.
No, we're not.
That's my point.
Popular this song.
Like that's my point. This is just common sense things here, man. Like defamation means you slandered someone's name. That's what he did.
Yeah.
That's why he sued him. actually sued Universal because he didn't want it out. Has nothing to do with sales or anything. Did he slander his name? Yes, on live television. That's all a lawyer has to prove. That's really not hard to do.
Yeah, but we're in America, man. It's for freedom of free speech. That's our first.
Yeah, I can give it two shits. I really don't care because, like you said, Drake came out with his own disc. The problem was Kendrick said, "All right, you know what? I'm still gonna perform this in front of everybody. I don't care. I really don't. He probably likes the song. It's excellent beat, cool lyrics. Like, you know what I mean? It's dope. It's a good song. You know what I mean? I like the song a lot. You know, but this just comes down to the court of law. That's it.
How about that Grand National though?
Oh god, that's hella funny.
That was pretty dope, huh? No, they had that Grand National.
Well, yeah, because it's in his song. It's in his song, you know.
No, I know.
A Black Grand Nash.
It's on his cover album, I think, the Grand National.
Yeah, he just wanted a Black Grand Nash. That's all he wanted, man.
Oh, man. I love that car. That car just looks so, it looks so dope, man. I like it a lot.
Well, I mean, you got the 1 year wonder there. That's all it is, man. But yeah, like I said, man, I like the song. I like Kendrick. I like what he did. But yeah, does Drake have a case? Sure does.
Hey, bro, if I ever was a rapper and I was like doing a halftime show like Kendrick, what my car would have been, right? Like if I had that money too, you know what my car would have been like? Where that instead of that Grand National, you know what my car would have been, right?
Ford GT.
Yeah, like not a GT. I would have put that Cobra Type R. The Type R though, not just
the Type R one. Okay.
93 Cobra Type R. Oh, there's only like
Type
500 of them made.
Yeah,
those things were bad, bro.
What
would have been your car up there?
I don't know, man. I'm a Hummer dude. You know what I'm saying?
You would have had your Hummer?
Probably the H1. You know, because I have the H2, so probably the H1, the Army one. I'm just I'm one of those dudes.
Would you like wrapped it with like Army colors type thing, or would have been something else, or how would you have done that?
Depends. Depends how I want to do it. I don't know. I never thought about it. I still haven't thought about it because when I get one, I'll have to think about how I'm gonna do it.
I got you.
Yeah, I haven't thought much about that. So, but I just know I have my collection of cars. So I only have a couple left to get, and that's one of them.
Definitely.
Yeah. So when the time is right, then I'll start thinking of that stuff. But yeah, it's gonna take a little bit until I cop the H1.
Definitely.
So
all right.
But yeah, man, that was cool. That was good. Yeah, that was good.
I liked it. All right, guys, let us know. We got 8 people watching. Let us know in the comments, what did you think of the Super Bowl and the halftime show? Did you guys enjoy it? Was it a bust for you guys? Was he right to be able to do something like that? Or should he, lose his case and have some kind of defamation lawsuit against him and have either him or the record label pay a bunch of money?
He's just gonna pay a fine. That's all. It's nothing big.
So we want to hear from the Average Day Joes community what you guys think about this subject. That being said, let's move on to some political news, I guess, and what is going on with these military bases in North Carolina.
Fort Bragg, North Carolina, was changed by the Biden administration. Biden spent about $40 million to rename it Fort Liberty for PC, political correctness. As of today, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, he just said, nope, I'm renaming it back. So shout out Fort Bragg, North Carolina. He just renamed it back, and that made a lot of people happy. I know that. So right. That's a good thing. I don't even know why Biden spent $40 million to change that. I remember when that happened. I was like, what?
I can tell you why.
Oh, why? Why? I know it's for PC, but why? What's the difference?
Bragg was originally named by a native North Carolinian who was a Confederate leader who fought in the Mexican-American War.
Okay.
So being a Confederate leader, you're kind of more like, I guess you would be portrayed more as a right-winger, So I guess that's probably why they wanted to change it. Why? Because it's Biden.
Exactly, because it was Biden. That's what I'm saying. So that's the only reason. That's what I'm saying.
That's why did Obama change that mountain name in Alaska to, like, you know what I mean? Like, to drive in.
Oh, that's gonna be funny when that you brought that up. Watch Trump will change that back.
No, I think remember we reported on that he did change it back to like now
Oh, he
McKinley.
did.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
there you
We
go.
reported on it. This was like a couple weeks ago.
You're right. You're right. He did. That's right. See, there you go. There you go, man. That's
Yeah.
hilarious. I didn't even put that together because I do remember that when that happened. Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Funny.
That is funny. Wow. That is funny. I guess
Yeah.
that's how it works, though, man. I just never saw the change. I just don't even know what, like, but now I get it. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. It
You
says
know,
the Army is exploring legal ways to change the base's name without violating the law that bans the use of Confederate names.
that's a
So
part of the South, though, man. It always
yeah,
has been.
for sure.
You can't change its history. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People like to think they could erase history and change it. So, yeah.
A lot of people don't realize too, and this is not to be like cited for one political party or the other, but with the whole like freeing of the slaves and everything, that was actually the Republican Party, not the Democratic Party that did that. You
Well,
know,
yeah, it was Lincoln. That's why. Of
yeah. So
course. That's old school.
old school. Well, since we're talking about
That's old
Confederacy,
school times.
you
Old school times, bro.
know.
Old school times. Yes, sir.
All
But
right.
yeah, so that's a good thing. Yeah, I ain't mad at that.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Let's move on to some business news. I want to go over some Elon Musk business news. So, for all you guys who don't know who Sam Altman is, Altman is the creator of OpenAI, which is your Chat GPT. So we have Elon Musk. He reportedly offered 97.4 billion for OpenAI, but Sam Altman says no, thank you. And then Sam Altman actually came back with his own proposal, and he said that why instead of rather you trying to buy OpenAI from me, why don't you let us buy Twitter for 9.74 billion from you? So yeah, as of right now, both of them are like, no way, we're not selling. But I wanted to give you guys this little news because OpenAI is like a big tech company or technology company, and yeah, Elon Musk definitely sees the value of it, and he wanted to buy it from Sam Altman. So yeah, it says the offer. I think one of the main reasons too, it says right here, the offer is a significant reduction in OpenAI's valuation. According to CNBC, SoftBank plans to invest 40 billion in OpenAI at a valuation of 260 billion. Altman posted his response to Musk, which was the first reported on the Wall Street Journal. No, thank you. But yeah, so Elon Musk is trying to buy it for 97.4 billion, but it's going to be the valuation is going to be at 260 billion. So I'm not surprised why Sam Altman's like, no way.
Hmm.
Musk did respond to Sam Altman when he did propose to buy X from him, or Twitter, formerly known as Twitter. And Musk responded minutes later, calling Altman a swindler. Musk owns X, which was purchased for 44 billion when it was known as Twitter in 2022. Musk and Altman originally co-founded OpenAI in 2015 as a nonprofit company. So just FYI, Elon already co-founded this with Altman, and the reason from this is not what I'm reading right now. This is just from what I remember. Elon Musk decided to give up his portion of OpenAI because it was not a open source, and he wanted it to be open source. And I think once he found out that it wasn't going to be an open source technology, then he basically gave up his rights to the company, because that means that there's too much control, and he wanted everything to be kind of like a public thing. But yeah, Altman and OpenAI have since teamed up with Microsoft, which invested billions in the company, gaining access to its AI models while serving as its cloud computing provider. So yes, Sam Altman definitely. I feel him. This is just my opinion, but he kind of went the wrong way, and he partnered up with Bill Gates on this whole thing. And we all know Bill Gates is not the most, not the most straight walking guy. He has his fair share of a lot of things that people disagree with him on. Uh, Altman is currently seeking to turn OpenAI into a for-profit business, so that's why I'm saying it's not going to be open source, which Musk is suing to prevent. The case centers around Musk's initial 45 million donation to fund the startup, which he claims was contingent on OpenAI remaining a non-profit organization. Corporate law experts say that OpenAI is required by law to receive fair market value for its assets. Musk's lawyers in January asked California's Attorney General to ensure fair market value is paid, claiming that OpenAI and Microsoft have incentive to devalue the assets, according to the Wall Street Journal. So just right there, I mean, there's you could tell there's already a lot of shady stuff going on. You know, they're trying to devalue it. That means that Elon would get a lot less, you know, for his portion of it. Let me see if there's any other interesting thing I could tell you about this. It says Musk's 97.4 billion offer for the nonprofit, if genuine, could establish that at least one group of buyers believes the asset to be worth at least that much. However, legal experts say the unpredictable factors around OpenAI's future growth, outsized debt, unusual business structure, and pending litigation could heavily skew its valuation. And then Musk also has its own like Chat GPT, which is Grok on his platform X, and so it's called XAI. It's an OpenAI rival. So if you guys want to steer clear of Bill Gates and the whole, you know, for-profit Chat GPT, I definitely would recommend going to Grok. I have used it personally myself. I think Grok is a much better tool. I definitely when I look for responses from both of them, Grok, I definitely prefer to go to Grok. So that being said, I definitely feel like, yeah, this is something I wanted to report on, let you guys know. And let us move on and let us see what is happening with Google, Jay.
Google, so their calendar app, they're removing Pride Month, Black History Month, and a lot of the Holocaust Remembrance Day, Jewish Heritage, Hispanic Heritage, and Indigenous People Month. They're removing all that stuff from the actual calendar, the Google app.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean they're literally just going to show just public holidays and national things,
Uh,
instead of all just basically all the things we grew up on. You know what I'm saying?
and you also said about the Gulf, right?
Yeah, correct. Or no, I did not say. Yeah, they're putting obviously Gulf of America on instead of Gulf of Mexico, which is cool on their thing. That's not a bad thing. So,
Right, right.
but they are doing that. So, I mean, they're just they're changing some stuff around. I don't think that's a bad thing. You know, I don't see it as anything out of the ordinary. Different administration. So
I mean, this is just Google Calendar. It's not like it's
yeah,
disappearing and like the Women's History
no, that's
Month
what I mean.
or
Yeah.
Pride Month or Indigenous Peoples Month. It's not going to be like recognized anymore, type thing, right?
Well, it's just not being forced upon people. That's all.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't think it's a bad thing. That's what I mean. Like, people want to celebrate, they can celebrate. It's just not going to be on the Google Calendar. I don't, you know what
right,
I mean?
right.
So, yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. I know it's trending. A lot of people have different opinions, but you know, I
Yeah,
don't I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
and just for our community of Average Day Joes, you know, listeners, if you did want to still add that to your Google Calendar, this is just only for Google Calendar.
Yeah.
But if you did want to add that onto your Google Calendar, you would have to go you have to go to this website. It's called timeanddate.com, and you would manually be able to actually put those into the Google Calendar now. So they're not going to be automatically popped up for you guys, but if it's something that you guys really observe and you want to remember the dates or have them like have Google Calendar remind you of those dates, you just have to put them in manually. So you can still do it on Google, you just have to do it manually. That's all they're making you guys do that now, do the manual.
I
But
mean, it's just trending. That's all because
yeah,
people take things so they're sensitive. So that's all it is.
let me ask you though, what is your opinion on this whole thing? Do you think that is the right move? Because
I
like
don't I don't for I like I don't force anything upon anyone. You live your own life and you can live how you want to live. No one's telling you how to live.
Yeah.
You know, you don't just because they're taking that stuff off doesn't mean, oh my God, it doesn't exist. You know, they're just not forcing it upon you. They're just putting the, the regular holidays, Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, like, you know, the big regular holidays that we grew up with, you know, that's it.
Uh,
Is that I don't see anything. That's what I mean. I don't see anything wrong with that,
right.
you know? Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like,
Definitely.
you know, like we have so many different things nowadays that, you know, trying to satisfy everyone. You understand?
That's right.
So I'm
That's right.
like, you know, to me, I'm like, dude, anyone could, you know, you whatever you want to celebrate, celebrate. It's fine. You know, Google's just doing it. It's not a bad thing. You know, that's just what they want to do from their calendar. You know,
Right.
people get so sensitive about it though. You know, like it's just
The
it's crazy to me.
the what like for me, honestly, I don't really. I'm neutral about it. Like for me, it's either way. Like if you want to keep it, keep it. If you don't, you don't. I don't care personally.
Exactly.
But I do want to say this thing is that like I get kind of annoyed when every year I feel like we have all these new days that we're celebrating, and now it's like you have pizza day, you have a hot dog day, you have this day and that day. And I mean, I'm just like, what the heck? Like now you have a National Donut Day. I'm like, where do all these come from? I mean, when we were growing up, they never had all these extra days of celebration, and I feel like it's really done. I'm not talking about obviously like Black History Month or Pride Month, but a lot of this is done for like consumerism. You know, it's for us to go and spend more money to give more money out to these companies that already have like millions of dollars, if not billions. You know, and like now they have to create these national like food days and stuff, and just like it confuses the heck out of me because I'm like, it's National Donut Day today. Like, what the heck? When did this come out? You
Yeah,
know what I
but
mean?
we never had a Pride Month when we grew up.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Did you remember that? I've
No,
never seen that in my life.
yeah.
Did you have you ever seen Indigenous People Month?
I mean, not till recently.
Exactly.
Not till recently.
Exact. Thank you. That's my point. That's it. Like you know, am I mad that they came out with those things? No. But they're taking it off. Am I mad they're taking it off? No.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying, you know? Like it's just it's weird to me.
yeah. And I mean the
It's weird.
whole and you still have like I mean for like Black History Month, it's not like they're taking away like the Martin Luther King Day or nothing like that. You'll still have those days.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. You can still celebrate those days and stuff. And most people have those days off. You know, when it comes to Pride Month, I mean, you're still going to have parades all over the United States whenever they make their parades for whatever days or months of the
But
day of the
yeah, it's
year.
just not on the calendar. That's what
It's
I'm
just
saying.
not.
It's just
Now,
not on the calendar. Yeah, like
so it's
you
not
know what
gonna
I mean?
it's not gonna affect anybody in any like certain type of way. Like I
No,
said, you
not
can
at all.
anyway put it in anyway, so you know, like you can still
Yeah.
have it on the calendar if you need to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't that's what I mean. I don't see it as a big deal, you know. That's me though, you know. Like a lot of people on X will tell you otherwise. There's a lot of people that get very in their feelings, you know.
Definitely, definitely.
That's all it is, man, you know. Like but yeah, that's trending high, you know. So it was one of the trends today, you know.
Uh, all right. Well, we got 12 people watching. Please hit the like, please hit the share button, and subscribe to our channel. Let's try to get us up to 15 viewers so we can keep going. That being said, let's get into some celebrity news for you guys. I want to talk about Kanye and his new T-shirt. I don't know if you've seen this, Jay, but he's selling a new T-shirt
No.
with a swastika on it.
No way.
Yeah, so it's on his
Kanye?
website. It's kind of funny. It's like the only thing on his website, and it's just a plain T-shirt with a swastika on the front of it.
It doesn't say I'm a Nazi. It just says it
No,
just has a swastika.
it has some kind of numbers on it. I'll go over that in a second. But it says Ye's website is selling swastika shirts. Let me actually share this with you guys. I forgot to share this, but
Great.
so
More
Ye's
people.
website is selling swastika shirts after boosting his profile with Super Bowl ads. So I guess he did have like a 30-second ad that he put out, and
Hmm.
it says the former rapper known as Kanye West directed viewers to his website where the homepage was selling a T-shirt with a swastika on the front. So basically, I mean, Kanye, whether you like him or not, he plays chess. You know, he made an ad. I don't know if you guys seen it, but he made an ad. He made an ad on the for the Super Bowl where I didn't see that personally, but he was like at a dentist and he recorded it even with his like iPhone. But he was like at a dentist and basically just directed you to his website. So when you get to his website, yeah, it's basically uh, on the commercial it says it sent people to his website and it sells T-shirts emblazoned with a swastika, the symbol of of Nazi Germany, which is still used by modern day right wing extremists. The white T-shirts have a black swastika on the front, and we're the only items for sale on the front page of Yeezy.com. So if you want to pick one of these up, just go to Yeezy.com, Yeezy, as of Monday morning. No text or explanation accompanied the item, just the letters HH-01. So those were the numbers that were on the T-shirt. They're available for $20. So the Super Bowl ad, which was shown nationally, but according to multiple reports, was at least seen in the LA area, shows Ye in a dentist chair, apparently undergoing treatment. And then he says, "So what's up, guys? I spent like all the money for the commercial on these new teeth," he said. "So once again, I had to shoot it on the iPhone. Go to Yeezy.com. The shirts were not mentioned in the ad though. A representative for Ye did not immediately respond to the NBC request for comment. The news comes as Ye's X account, where he had 33 million followers and had been posting a string of highly offensive anti-Semitic messages in recent days, have it has been deactivated. So Kanye's X account has been deactivated. Just FYI. The Anti-Defamation League posted a statement Monday describing the shirt sales as further proof of Ye's anti-Semitism. The organization, which is formed to combat anti-Jewish bigotry and discrimination, reiterated that the swastika was adopted by Hitler as the primary emblem of the Nazis. Like it or not, guys, this is Kanye. He's an artist. The way he thinks is a little bit different than most of us, where we think more like black and white. He's a very colorful type of person, I guess you could say. But I do want to get one. So, just FYI, guys, I'm from Poland. You know, I was my family, and we were a big part of the whole World War II. We were part of Germany Nazi takeover. So if there's anybody that's going to speak on this, I do have the right because I had my grandparents war in some of these Nazi death camps, waiting to be like basically persecuted. But I just wanted to be clear that the swastika does not come originally from Nazi Germany. It actually has been around way before, Nazi Germany even adopted it as their own little symbol. So this has been something that is kind of like more like ancient. It's been in a lot. It's been in a lot of symbolism from like ancient times. So I am all about freedom of speech. If that's what Kanye wants to do, I don't care anymore. Personally, like I don't care. Like it's not going to affect me in any way. You know what I mean? Unless his T-shirts are gonna somehow start hurting other people, then by all means, Kanye, do you. Like I don't care. You know what I mean? But don't let anything that anybody does, like as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else. And I'm not talking about hurting because you are emotionally hurt because of something like that. I'm talking more about the fact that you're wearing that shirt and then somebody comes up to you and tries to fight you because you're wearing that shirt, then that's already going to be like not right. You know what I mean? Because you're going to have people that are going to be fighting you for something like that, but if Kanye, he is who he is. I mean, I personally don't think that the whole swastika thing, and I mean, yeah, he does talk all this crazy nonsense, but at the end of the day, I think for him, it's more about just like freedom of speech and just being able to do what he wants to do as an artist rather than him actually being somebody who wants to go against, the Jewish community or anybody else for that matter. I support everybody. I support, Catholics, Jews, I support Arabs, Islam, Buddha, whatever you are. All religions to me, and all facets of life, we all have the right, to say what we want to say, and we all have the right to live a peaceful and happy life. So, as long as it doesn't tread on me in any way, like I said, I personally, my family has been through a lot when it comes to the Nazis, and we definitely, I don't know. It's not something that, as an artist, this goes back to the whole Drake Kendrick thing, where he let him do what he wants to do. Like, as long as he's not hurting somebody. I guess that's what I'm trying to say is my final thing. Jay, what do you think about this whole thing? Do you think that's okay for him to sell swastika T-shirts?
Kanye does what Kanye does, man. All he was doing was proving a point that he paid for a Super Bowl commercial. Those shirts will sell out very fast. Like they probably already are sold out. They probably sold out that when everyone went to the site. And he basically just made the money to pay for the commercial and more.
Yeah.
It's that easy for him to make money. So he's just proving a point. So
Okay.
he doesn't have to do a lot, man. Kanye he's smart. He's actually really smart.
Yeah.
I know people think he's crazy, but he actually understands a lot more than what people think.
Definitely.
He's just proving a point that oh, you think I'm anti-Semitic? I don't even know. I read all his tweets. I don't even know what that means. Remember, I discussed them. Everything we talk about in certain shows, it's funny because we discussed it days before, week before, last week. We always discuss it. So he's just doing that to piss people off and to say, I don't even have to pay for a Super Bowl ad. I can have these shirts pay for that. And then he'll have a profit off the shirts. But he's doing it to piss people off because the whole anti-Semitic thing. He's like, I don't even know what that means. Understand? So it's Kanye just being Kanye, man. He's smart. That's
Definitely.
it. You know what I mean? He's not like I said, he's always going to do things outside the box. It's what he does.
Yeah.
He's always been like that. So yeah, like I said, a shirt is a shirt, man.
Do you follow him on X?
He's definitely on X. That's where I got all 1,000 of his tweets those 3 days.
Do you know for a fact that his account got deactivated, or is that just something that's like?
Let's see.
We're gonna let you guys know, because we all here want to know, did his account really get deactivated, or is this just something that the news is telling people to make us feel better, or make the people who actually hurt feel better by this?
I honestly don't see him, so he might be.
Okay, so it does look like.
I don't see him, but what you can do with X is you can always just like you said, deactivate and then come back on. You could do that easily. It's very easy.
So if he did get deactivated, do you think that, because I remember last week we were talking about this a little bit, and you were saying that one cool thing about X is that the freedom of speech is there, and that people can say what they want to say.
Yeah.
So if it is confirmed that his account got deactivated, do you think that Elon was wrong for doing that, or is it just like backlash and so much pressure? Like, what do you think?
I don't think Elon did it. Elon would have done it at the time. I think Kanye did it himself, and he could get back on. So when you deactivate, you can literally activate it right after if you want. I think he did it himself.
He deactivated himself?
Yeah. So when you deactivate an account, it means it's just not active. Then you can activate it after. Okay. You understand? Yeah. So it's like Elon would have done it. Like after his 4 days of rants, he would have been like, oh, okay, I'm going to deactivate it. Sorry, Kanye. He even thanked Elon. Hey, thank you for letting me speak my mind. I think Kanye did it himself, and he'll activate himself down the road again. Okay. That's what I mean. Like, it's just like when you freeze an account. Okay, I'm going to freeze this account. And then you come back like 5 months later. Hey, can I unfreeze this? Okay, cool. Same thing. Gotcha. I think he did it himself, and then he'll activate it when it's time. You
So do
know,
you think
like
it's more of
say he
like?
has to sell something else, activate the account, boom, okay, cool.
So do you think it's more like a publicity stunt type thing then?
No, I don't. I think it's just that's the way he works, you know, because he tweets like 100 tweets, all that are just out of just his mind, and then he
Oh,
doesn't tweet.
I got you. Got
So
you.
this time, I think he just instead of like seeing all the backlash, you know what? Screw all these people. Boom, deactivate. All right, cool. You know what? All the shirts sold, this and that. I got something coming out later in the year. Activate. Boom, back
Got
on.
got
It's that easy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like you're the one that said it. It's chess. That's all that is. That's chess.
you. Yeah. Yeah.
That's all that is, man. You know, I ain't mad at Kanye, man. Kanye does his thing. He makes his money, does his thing, you know?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
That's what he does. You know, it's Kanye, you know? Not mad at Kanye, man.
All right, guys. Thank you for the 14 people watching. Please like, please share, subscribe. We're trying to get to 15. Let us get one more. We got 15 almost. We got 14. And that being said, let us go into today's movie of the day. What you watching today, Jay, man? Let's find out.
Old school, bro. One of my favorite movies growing up. It's called Bad Boys.
Bad Boys. Number one, the first one?
Yep, the first one.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, it was one of my favorite movies growing up, man. You
I
know,
like
I'd
Bad
have
Boys.
this on.
It's a
Huh?
good action. It's a good
Oh, yeah.
action movie, but also it's very comic, you know?
Oh, yeah, because it's Martin Lawrence and
Yeah.
Will Smith. They work well together.
Yeah.
You know, they even have a new one coming out, I believe, either later this year or next year. It's crazy.
Oh, really? A brand new one?
Yeah. Yeah. So they had this one came out in like what, 94, 95.
Yeah.
The second one came out, I remember because their soundtrack was crazy good, but that was in like 2004, 2005. And
Right.
then they had the third one come out. That was like another decade later, you know, 10, 15 years. I'm like, damn, you know,
Yeah.
crazy. You know,
Yeah.
and then so they have another one coming out. Like, yeah, I saw because of the last one, you know. So
And I believe that was the director of that one is Michael Bay, right? The dude that did the
of course.
Transformers.
Yeah, that's Don Simmons and Michael Bay. They did The Rock. They did all the old school stuff that was just really excellent.
Nice.
Yeah. So really,
Did we
really good stuff.
did we talk? Did we show people? You know the. I could have sworn you watched it. Did you watch a different Will Smith movie and we already reported on Will Smith and his movies, or do you remember or no?
No, I don't think
Okay,
so.
so that's
Why?
good. So we could do that later on. But what do you? So what's the whole? What is the movie about? Just give us a little scoop for
Oh,
the.
it's just you know, you got two guys, they're partners, Miami PD, and yeah, they're just honestly just action solving crimes, and you know, there's a new drug lord in town. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's just you know, it's just an action movie and about you know, seeing who trying to stop the, you know, enemy trying to, you know, your good guy stopping a bad guy. That's all it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Excellent movie. You know what I mean? Like one of my favorites growing up, like I said, but like you said, it has its comedy parts too. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
exactly.
But yeah,
Yeah,
just pure action movie. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Yeah, man, it's good stuff. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence are great actors. So
What do you rate the movie 1 through 10?
9,
A nine
without a
out of
doubt. Without a doubt. It's because I'm biased. I grew up watching Bad Boys, so it was one of my favorites.
10.
Used to watch it before sporting events, everything, dude, to get me hyped.
Will Smith, he looks like so young in that movie. It's crazy. Him and
Oh
Martin.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. It is crazy. It is crazy. You know what I mean? Like it's a trip. That's what I mean. And that's what I mean. They came out with each one like a decade later, a decade later. It's crazy.
I know.
Like I was like, wow, man. You know, they could have had more. Like I don't know why they did it like that, but you know, big ups to them, man. Props to them.
Did you see the latest one though that he made?
Yeah.
I think that's number 4. Is that number 4?
3 or
Six.
4.
I think it's 4 because I think I think it was 4. I'm like 99% sure it was number 4.
Yeah, probably. I'd have to look at the franchise. I don't remember, but because I don't remember which one, man.
Because
I
yeah,
haven't seen the one that came out recently.
you haven't seen it. So that one I think it's called Ride or Die. Bad Boys Ride
Yeah,
or Die.
I didn't see that one. That was the new one that came out. So that was the one. Yeah, that was the new one that had came out. I saw the one before that.
3. Yeah, I'm trying to count 4. Yeah, there is 4. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I hadn't seen the new one, the
Okay.
that one. I saw the one before that. I saw 1 through 3. So.
I did have the privilege of seeing the newest one,
Oh, okay.
and it was actually pretty good. But the way, like, so 1 and 2 were kind of similar, and I think
Yeah.
they tried to kind of like make it a little bit different with number 3.
Yeah, it's number 3. They changed it. Remember?
They changed it around.
Yeah.
And they put in the really funny character Reggie. I don't know if you
Yeah.
remember Reggie.
Yeah.
You remember Reggie, right?
Yeah, he's the kid that they yelled at when he was taking out the daughter.
Yeah, the daughter, Reggie.
Yeah.
So they kept Reggie in for number 4,
I believe it.
and they made him like a pretty big, like kind of like a Star movie in a way. Like,
So he like takes Martin Lawrence's spot, basically?
not really. He's just his own character in that.
Oh,
But
okay.
basically, like not to give out too much, but like,
Yeah, don't tell me. I haven't seen it.
yeah, I'm not gonna tell you the whole story, nothing. But basically, like he actually went into like the military, Reggie.
Yeah, I know.
So he actually like he became somebody in that movie. I'll put it to you that way.
Yeah. Well, he was. Yeah, they showed it in the third one because he got married to the daughter,
Exactly.
and he was all full military attire.
So what they did for number 4, which I really actually appreciated, that was different, was they.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what I did appreciate, and what was kind of like sad in a way. But the thing I did appreciate was that they made the movie, and I don't know if you might like this or not, but they made the movie kind of spiritual now.
I'm not sure because I know Martin Lawrence was becoming spiritual, but Mike Lowry, Will Smith was never spiritual.
Exactly. So they made. So this is the sad thing is they made Martin Lawrence look a lot older. I don't know if it's CGI that they made him look older, or that's just how he looks now. But it was kind of sad. So on number 4, he did look a lot older. Sorry guys, the light just went out. I don't know what. Okay, there we go. So they made him look older, but I'll give you a long story short. Basically, he had like a life-changing event. And
Martin Lawrence or Will Smith?
He had a life-changing event, right?
Okay.
Because of that event, it made him very spiritual. So he kept. It's like me and you. He basically kept preaching his spirituality to Mike Lowry or Will Smith, and Will Smith was like, "Dude, you're tripping, bro."
Well, he's been doing that since part 2. Part 2, he tried to change. Part 3, he was really on it because he retired.
Yeah.
And then he was preaching that same stuff. So I can only imagine in part 4.
Yeah, because he had actually a life-changing event that made him like go all out bananas about spirituality.
Okay.
So it's a great one though. Now actually number 3 and 4, I liked all of them, but I would say number 4 to definitely watch. If you didn't watch any of them, I would say just to watch the first one at least, because then you get the gist of who they are, and then watch at least the 4th one, because you'll get the very at the end of the day it's kind of the same. They're chasing bad guys.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you watch number 1 to get the gist of who they are, and then you watch Bad Boys 4, the last one they just made, you will get a good sense of the whole movie, and you would get like, I would say, the funniest of it all. You will get the whole comedy of them from the first one, and then you will get like the whole different type of comedy from the 4th one that the 2nd and 3rd one kind of are already in that. So I definitely feel that would be a good way to go about it if you don't feel like watching all 4 of them. But I definitely don't say not to watch all 4 either, because they're all great movies.
Yeah, this is one of the rare occasions where I believe 2 is my favorite.
2?
Yeah. Like it's rare where I would say the second one's better than the first. But what they did was they just expanded that budget, and they added so much stuff in the second one. Like, you know what I mean? It was crazy.
Which one was the one where they're going like through that bridge, chasing like a Ferrari and stuff? Was that 1 or 2?
Yeah, that's part 2.
Okay, so that's okay. Never mind, guys. I scratched this. Watch number 2 and number 4. Number 2, yeah, definitely the effects.
Well, that's what I mean. They got the budget up, so they spent a lot more money. And then like they had all the brand new cars at the time. They drove the Hummer through the whole town. And then Well, not only that, they their budget was so big, so they ended up blowing up so much stuff. Like
Yeah,
you said, the scenes were like dead on, like compared to the first one.
yeah,
But
definitely.
yeah, so part two to me was since they got a bigger budget, they spent really good money on it.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. So
All
and the
right.
soundtrack was crazy. It's
Sh-
crazy good.
shout out to you guys watching, man. We hit our goal of 15 right now. We got 15 people watching us live. Jay, so when we're
Yeah.
talking about Will Smith, what is your favorite Will Smith movie?
Oh Jesus, my favorite one. I don't know, man. I have so many. I remember watching Will Smith at Independence Day, man. That was like my favorite growing up.
Oh, I
You
know.
know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
as a kid, we're talking about as a kid, that was my favorite. My dad took me to see that 3 times in a row, man.
yeah.
So Will Smith growing up was one of my favorite actors, man. But I don't know what I could say my favorite is, man. Like Enemy of State was one of my favorites too.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? I Robot, like I don't know, man. He has too many of my favorite movies, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he really does,
He,
you
he,
know?
he,
Like,
he's always been one of those like they always use him as one of those like characters where it's almost like he's predicting what's going to be happening in the future as well. You know.
yeah. Well, they also you like if I want to go sad, man, you remember the True Story Pursuit of Happiness? Man, what a movie, bro.
I know.
Hell of a movie, man. Like that now was real that's a real true story.
No, definitely.
You know what I mean? Like that's what
He
I mean, you know.
he did even a sadder. I mean, the pursuit of happiness in a way was kind of like it was sad a little bit, but at the end of it all, like it actually turned out really good, and it was a
Of
happy movie
course. But I mean, he had to go through that grind, man. You know
for
what I
sure,
mean? He had to live in the homeless shelters, like,
for
bro,
sure,
with
for
a
sure.
kid, like that dude,
For
but he knew what he wanted to do. He knew what
for
he had to do, and then his chick at the time was not about it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, for
So
sure.
he knew
For
what he had to do, and like, yeah, that was a really sad movie. But yeah, I don't know what my favorite would be, man. You know what I mean? Like I really don't. I don't have a favorite. I have like, you know what I mean? All those movies in that time period are just, like, yeah, it's tough. It's tough, man. You know what I mean?
yeah. For
Like,
for me, if you want to go with a sad one, I would say the one that I saw of his that was like one of the most saddest ones would be 7 pounds.
I forgot about that. I totally forgot about that one.
Yeah.
That was another one. I see. You totally forgot about that one. That's what I mean, man. That dude has so many movies, man.
I
You
know.
know what I mean? Like I couldn't even tell you. I know you're gonna ask an under the radar one, but like to me,
I,
all his movies are popping. You know what I mean?
I know.
Like under the red, like I wouldn't even know what to call under the radar, man. You know what I mean? Maybe I Am Legend.
Dude,
But that was huge. That was a
that's
huge
what I said.
movie.
I don't
But
think that was under the radar at
that's what
all.
I mean. I don't know what would be under the radar with Will Smith, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He has so many good movies, bro.
Uh, so let me see. I'll tell you my favorite one of his, and then I'll tell you my under the radar
Tough,
one.
very tough.
It is very tough. He has so many good ones.
Too many.
Let me ask you before I actually pick though. Have you seen his? Because he's the ones that's directing this. Have you seen the new spin-off of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
No,
You have not. Okay, okay.
no.
I've seen it. I've watched pretty much all of it. It's actually pretty good. The character looks almost just like him. Like it's basically another version of him.
Yeah,
And yeah, I really like it. It's a little bit more for like the new generation. So if you're like when with the original Fresh Prince of Bel Air, it's all about him having game, and you know what I mean. Just it was
of
good.
course.
It taught a lot of lessons, but at the same time, it also showed us guys how to kind of like, you know what I mean, how to be sweet to the ladies, how to like, how to get it in, get the numbers and stuff. And so that was kind of cool, like that he was able to show us, man, to have that confidence to be able to do things like that. But the new one, it's like that as well, but it has a little bit different spin to it. I recommend at least looking at one or two of those episodes of the newest one. I think I think it would catch a lot of people by surprise. I guess I could put it that way. You know.
Check it out.
You gotta
maybe
check.
sometime. He dropped the movie with so much game though, dude. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah,
Hitch.
you ever see he dropped so much game in that movie? Come on, man. Like it's not even that's what I mean. It's not even close.
I know.
Too much game was dropped in that movie.
Definitely. All right. So when it comes to my favorite movie by Will Smith, this is a very tough one, guys. It's a very tough one. He has
Too
so many
many.
good movies.
Yeah, too many.
Um, I'm gonna have to go with. I'm gonna say two because I'm gonna go with two of them. And so one of them you already mentioned, and that's Enemy of the State.
Oh yeah.
If you
Excellent.
guys haven't seen Enemy of the State, I mean, it's they don't say it's based on a true story, but it is. Trust me. Basically based on a true story, and I mean the technology they had when this was made in
That was in the
1998.
90s. Yeah.
It was made in 1998, and then
Yeah.
what they were doing back then was already like wow.
Yeah.
And it's, imagine now we're in 2025, like you can't even imagine. I mean, one thing I'm hearing too and now is that a lot of states, and I just heard this even in Hawaii, but they're doing it in the Bay Area. I know you heard that they're starting to put up like speed cameras everywhere now too,
Yeah.
all over the Bay Area.
In Frisco.
And
Well,
Frisco,
and
well,
SF for
they
sure.
said Frisco, Oakland, and San Jose. All three of those
Well, yeah,
big.
all the big cities. Yeah.
So I heard they're going to start doing this in Hawaii now on one of the major highways, and East Coast has a bunch of cameras and has a bunch of things already like that already. So
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy what's happening now. But yeah, when he did this movie, I mean, the capabilities they had already back
Yeah.
then was so crazy. So
That's
that
true.
being said, I definitely would say that that would be one of my favorite movies. The other one I told you I'll mention too. Uh, it's good. It's a toss up between I, Robot, which is another one you just mentioned. I definitely love that one.
Excellent.
But it's
Excellent.
it's a toss up between that one and Focus because I really love
That was a
Focus.
great movie.
Yeah,
I didn't bring that one up just because it was one of the newer ones. Great
yeah,
movie though.
yeah.
Got him and Margot Robbie in it. So yeah.
And Kate Winslet is in that movie too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is she
More
not?
game dropped. More game dropped in that one.
Yeah. No. I'm sorry. No, Margaret Robbie, not Kate Winslet. She was in that movie.
Yeah, Margot Robbie. That's what I was telling you.
Yeah. But that was a movie that just made you think, and it was not
Yeah.
one of those movies that you could predict at all.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like that was one of his better movies, just
Oh
because
yeah.
it was so different than all the other ones.
It's
He did
excellent.
he did do a lot of like good movies, like we said, that had like based on true stories. So those are notable mentions. These are not like my favorite movies, but they're notable mentions, and that would be like King Richard. I don't know if you've seen that one or not. With like
Nope.
how with Serena Williams, like the father of like the tennis players and stuff.
Nope.
Concussion. I don't know if you've seen that one or not. That's a
Oh
football.
yeah, for sure. That was a football one. That was a good one.
Yeah, so I
Just
would
bringing
definitely.
light to that stuff. Yeah, because of all the CTE. That's all.
Yeah, exactly, and that was based on a true story by a
Yeah.
doctor. And the third
Exactly.
one that's like a true story that I would definitely mention would be Ali. That's the life based
Oh
off
yeah.
Muhammad
That's
Ali.
yeah. Of course, that was a great role he played. Actually,
Yeah,
that was an
definitely.
excellent role. Like that was yeah.
It was funny. It was funny when he during remember the like Grammys or whatever where he slapped Chris Rock.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen like later on when Chris Rock was doing a stand up and he was talking about it. I guess like his joke was like he's like yeah this is Chris Rock talking and he was like yeah somebody asked me like yo why didn't you do anything about it, and then Chris Rock was like dude, do you know who Will Smith is? Will Smith played Ali in the movies. Like, what am I gonna do? You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
my god,
like
that's
he
kind of funny.
basically,
I can picture him saying that though.
it's kind of funny that was said.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
that being said, let me just go really quickly into my underrated movie, a movie that probably a lot of you have not seen. I think you might have seen this one because this one is the one I was talking about that has Kate Winslet in it. Do you know what I'm talking about? That's a big clue right there, Kate Winslet in the movie.
Uh, I don't. I'd have to.
So this is
Doesn't
an
ring a bell.
underrated movie by
I,
Will Smith, in my opinion. In my opinion, and that would be the movie. It's called Collateral Beauty.
no.
You never seen that one, right?
Nope.
Okay. So if you guys have not seen Collateral Beauty, I definitely recommend that. It's a great movie. It's basically about Will Smith. He's a successful New York advertising executive. He
Mhm.
suffered a great tragedy where he retreats from life while his concerned friends try desperately to reconnect with him. He seeks answers from the universe by writing letters to love, time, and death. When his notes bring unexpected personal responses, he begins to understand how these constants interlock in a life fully lived and how even the deepest loss can reveal moments of meaning and beauty. And that was from 2016. So I definitely recommend that movie. One of the better movies of his that I saw. And it just, if you're kind of a spiritual type person, especially, I definitely recommend that. You know who it also has in it? I know if I say this name, you're gonna probably actually want to watch this even more. But it has Edward Norton in it, bro.
Cool. He's
Yeah,
a great actor. He's
yeah,
one of my favorite actors too.
yeah. So Kate Winslet is in that movie, and Edward Norton. And if you don't know, some for the people who don't know, Michael Pena is in that movie too. He's a really good actor.
Okay.
So yeah, so I definitely recommend that movie. We don't have so much time, or else I would have played you the trailer. But I think from here on out, starting tomorrow, I'm gonna for our underrated movie section, the one that we think is the better one, we'll probably play you the trailer just to kind of give you a little gist of what it might be about. So cool, guys. Let us move on. Shout out to the 19 people watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Let's go over some crypto news with you guys. Let us see what is happening in the markets since we don't go live here during the
Weekend.
weekends. We want to show you guys what is going on. So currently we got Bitcoin sitting at 97,553. It is up 0.54% in the last 24 hours. We have your biggest altcoin, Ethereum, sitting at 2,672. It is actually up 1.15% in the last 24 hours. The whole crypto market as a whole, it's sitting at 3.21 trillion. So it looks like there's more money coming in again, guys. It's we're up, in the 24-hour volume is actually 15.99%. That's I'm sorry, guys. That's the volume, 24-hour volume. So that's actually a really good number. It does look like there's a lot of money going in, but the actual increase over the last day, it's 2.25%. This is the whole global crypto market as a whole. So this is good news. The fact that Bitcoin is going up slower than Ethereum, which is the altcoin, shows that the altcoins are doing a little bit better at the moment than Bitcoin. Your fear and greed index, we were at 35, I believe on Friday. We had 37. We're still like right on the edge of fear and neutral. So it looks like like I said, we are getting more money poured into the markets. I didn't hear any really bad negative news about crypto during the weekend. I think everybody was more focused on the Super Bowl and other things. So it looks like we are going up. Bitcoin dominance, we're sitting at 60.44%. Ethereum, we're sitting at 10.14% right now. We have your top five trending coins of the day. We have number one, ISO, I guess, ISO, and that is down 52.69% in the last 24 hours. Number two trending coin is Bitcoin. And number three trending coin, you have Ethereum. Number four trending coin, you have Solana. That is up 0.73% in the last 24 hours. At number five trending coin, we have XRP. You guys are up 3.11% in the last 24 hours. Let us go over our top five gainers of the day. Number one, we have Dojo. Dojo is up 1,560% in the last 24 hours. Number two, we've been talking about this one. We have Wedgie again, WEGI. It is up 1,528% in the last 24 hours. Wedgie to me looks like Floki. It's like a Floki 2.0. Its market cap is only at 134,000, so just be careful with this one. But it has been trending for like the last month now. It could be something if you guys want to, if you think you can make money off of, why not look into it? Not financial advice. Number three, we have Flaky. Flaky is up 1,440% in the last 24 hours. That one is even a more of a rug type could be pulled because its market cap is only at 76,000. Number 4, we have Black Phoenix, which is BPX. That one is up 1,278% in the last 24 hours. That one might actually be a solid one to look at because the market cap is sitting currently at 492 million. Number 5, this one has been trending for a while now, and it's like the new meme coin. Like it looks like a PopCat 2.0, and that is CATX. CATEX. That one is up currently 931% in the last 24 hours. Let me just mention some notable ones that we sometimes talk about. I just said PopCat. So PopCat is a top gainer at number 7 right now, and that is up 497% in the last 24 hours. Some of you like the meme coin Moodang, which is, I believe, like a baby rhino that was a meme coin made, and that was up 443% in the last 24 hours. Besides that, we do have some of the Trump coins that are up right now, that are top gainers. Besides that, the last one I can mention that we've talked about before would be Robinhood. It looks like Robinhood made its own coin, or it's somebody else that made it, but it does look kind of solid. It does have a pretty high market cap of 34 million. So it's one to look into at least, see if it is done by Robinhood. I could, if it keeps trending, I could look into this one for you guys. I might give you some fundamentals on it. But that one is up 100% in the last 24 hours. So it looks like it could be a solid coin to take a look at. That is our crypto news of the day. Let us go on, and we will share with you tomorrow's weather. We want to give you guys tomorrow's weather. We know you guys like to travel. Who doesn't? So we want to share with you just, our national weather news for tomorrow. Just give you some temperatures update. We do look like it is going to be snowing in certain parts of the more of like the northern, United States. So tomorrow's weather forecast for February 11th. Your coldest temperatures are going to be in North Dakota and Minnesota. You're going to have International Falls only at 1 degree, as well as North Dakota Minute at 1 degree. Your warmest bet, if you're trying to escape the cold, would be, if you're on the East Coast, you should go to Tampa. It's going to be 83 degrees, partly cloudy. And if you guys more on the Midwest, Brownsville would be at 83 degrees. It's going to be partly cloudy. If you're on the West Coast, your best bet would be Phoenix, partly cloudy at 70 degrees. That being said, tomorrow for the West Coast, if you're in San Francisco where we are, you will be cloudy at 55 degrees. If you're heading up to Seattle, you're going to be at 39 degrees, but sunny. San Diego, LA area, you guys are going to be partly cloudy, but you guys will only be at 61 degrees. If you're going to Vegas, it's going to be sunny with 64 degrees. If you're going to Salt Lake City, bundle up. It's going to be snowing at 30 degrees only. If you're going to Denver tomorrow, you will be snowing with 21 degrees only. So it's going to be much colder there. There's a little deep freeze going on in that whole area. If you're going to Albuquerque, you will be at 60 degrees tomorrow. From there, we will go to Dallas. You will be raining. You will only be at 46 degrees, but Houston and San Antonio, you'll be in the mid-60s to 70 degrees with rain and thunderstorms possible. Kansas City, 30 degrees. Oklahoma City, you'll be at 38 degrees. Minneapolis, you will only be at 3 degrees, while Chicago, you will be at 27 degrees. If you're going to St. Louis, you will be at 39. If you're going to Memphis, you will be raining with 44 degrees. If you're going to New Orleans, where the Super Bowl just took place, you will be at 79 degrees. If you're going anywhere up to Detroit, you will be at 30 degrees. While Cincinnati, you will be at 35 degrees. If you're going into Atlanta, you will be raining with 45 degrees. Charlotte, you will be at 40 degrees and rainy. And Washington, D.C., you will be snowing with 35 degrees. New York City, you will be at 37 with clouds. Buffalo, you will also be with clouds at 29 degrees. Last but not least, We have Boston, which will be partly cloudy with 35 degrees. That is your weather for tomorrow. Please dress accordingly. Do not freeze or do not get too sunburned, depending on where you're going. That being said, let us move on. And I know you guys all want to hear this. Shout out to the 19 people watching us now. Please like, share, and subscribe to us so we can give you more of this information Monday through Friday when we go live on the show. And tomorrow's horoscope, let's get into it. We have the first house of the zodiac, Aries, which is my sign. Tomorrow promises to put you in the spotlight, a well-deserved moment. Whether you end up sharing your experiences, taking the lead in a critical discussion, or writing about your journey, the acknowledgement will be one that will profoundly fill you with satisfaction. Our Taurus, tomorrow, an unexpected opportunity for travel will afford you the experience of creating powerful connections and entering completely new realms. See, and that's why we do the weather for you, especially for you, Taurus, since tomorrow you will have a day of traveling in your horoscope. Gemini, tomorrow will bring fresh interactions and they may turn out to be something good for your life. You will soon come into contact with new energy, be it in the workplace or social circles, and through introductions made by chance. Then we have our Cancer. Tomorrow, you will be in the center of a social situation filled with interesting anticipations and lively conversations. Whether this is a formal event or something more casual, you will be near significant people. Dress accordingly tomorrow, guys, for our Cancers. Leo, which is Jay's sign, right from tomorrow. Hold on 1 second, guys. Shoot. Okay. Hold on. Things just got messed up with me. Right from tomorrow, the daringness and self-will of the day will make you feel so charged that now nothing can stop you from facing challenges. This internal driving force will compel you to face the challenges you had once thought impossible to tackle. Seize the moment, Leo. Then we got our Virgo. Tomorrow comes a wave of creative energy, leaving one filled with new ideas. For work or personal projects, the enthusiasm with which one approach goes straight and quickly to the other, where work is I'm sorry, let me do that again. For work or personal projects, the enthusiasm with which one approach goes straight and quickly to the other, where work is performed. Even with some examples of what everybody wants, it is not that difficult to focus energy on this point. That is for Virgo. Then we have our Libra. Tomorrow, you will be ambitious enough to think about something more important. Personal time and family time, however, must also be balanced out. Although you have fierce ambitions and goals in front of you, they should not overshadow the moment of reconnection with your loved ones. Our Scorpios, the chance tomorrow to try something new in technology or digital horizons arrives. Experiencing a new talent or being part of an avant-garde group could be just the conversion experience you've been anticipating. Change usually brings a dose of discomfort, but when change is accepted, the greatest opportunities unfold. Then we have our Sagittarius. After so many days of hard works, after so many days of hard work, success has finally knocked at your door, and the long-awaited fruits of your mundane efforts shall soon be realized. Along with the success comes new responsibilities, and you've got to learn how to maintain balance. Then we have our Capricorns. It may be the last day of a long and exhausting creative project, bringing relief and a feeling of moving something tangible to accomplishment. Savor the moment and enjoy the fruits of your labor, but don't rush to scratch it out from the list. Then we have our Aquaries. Tomorrow you may have the deep emotional breakthrough you're waiting for. Some sort of self-disclosure or conversation could be what it takes to free you from emotional barriers that have prevented you from giving your best. Last but not least, we have our Pisces. Tomorrow you will be full of surprises in your everyday life, surprises from fresh neighbors, new acquaintances, or completely different experiences. Remember that a simple chat has the potential to begin a relationship or provide exciting opportunities. So that is our horoscope for tomorrow for all our signs. We just wanted to give you guys a little brief reading, so that tomorrow when you guys go about your day, you can kind of navigate it with, the planetary alignment of your signs. That being said, we do have our last but not least segment, which is the conspiracy of the day. Shout out to the 21 people watching. Jay, what is your conspiracy
My
today?
conspiracy is about the Trumps and how they're time travelers. It's kind of crazy, actually. So there was a book that came out in 1893, written by Ingersoll Lockwood, and it was about little Baron Trump. Kind of crazy because the pictures from the book actually look like Baron Trump, Donald Trump's son. And yeah,
Uh,
it's obviously about just his underground journeys, about Baron and his little dog Bulger, and it's crazy because Trump has Trump Towers. This little Baron Trump grows up in the castles. You know what I mean? His mentor's name in the book was Don. Obviously, what's Baron Trump's dad's name? Donald. You know what I mean? Like it's
yeah.
very weird the similarities from this book from the 1893 to be exact. But it's just really weird all the coincidence that are, from there until now. You know what I mean? And then that same author, Ingersoll Lockwood, wrote a book about the last president as well. And it's weird because, like I said, Barron Trump, Donald Trump, it's very odd this conspiracy about them being time travelers. You know what I mean? Because I'm someone who
Uh,
believes in that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I really do. Like, but I believe it in a sense like if you have that type of money and that kind of plug, you can kind of go through that in time. There's a lot of different I don't know if you've ever seen, there's a lot of different celebs that actually they'll show now and then they'll show the picture from like 1800, 1600, early 1900s, and it's like, oh, this is so weird. And I mean, it's spot on, bro. Like, I mean, so it's just weird to me that whole the whole conspiracy because I do believe they
uh,
have that type of technology for sure. I
I
do. I
believe it.
really do. And like I said, it's only certain people have the plug for it, you know what I'm saying? But, eventually in the lifetime that will, I'm sure I don't know if it's going to be in ours, but that type of technology will come to fruition for sure.
This was even I think Joe Rogan even did a podcast
He
about this
did?
whole thing.
About this one?
Yeah. So yeah.
It's weird because like I said, like think about it, like what are the odds? You know what I'm saying? What are the odds? Like this cat writes a book in the 1800s and it's, like I said, literally about Barron Trump, the way he grows up, you know what I mean, and everything. And yeah, Donald Trump decides to have, his son, blah, blah, and same type of ordeal, you know what I mean? It's just very odd to
Right.
me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that, like I said, who's to say Donald Trump isn't a time traveler? You know what I'm saying?
It says right here. After reading the synopsis of the series, Joe Rogan said, "Is life real? I think life's mostly real, but this is the problem with the whole idea of simulation theory. If it's true, if there is a simulation, and if we develop
Yeah.
technology where the simulation becomes indiscernible from reality itself, how will we know?"
I didn't even know he did anything on this. That's a trip. That's
So basically, he's calling this book like the Easter egg to kind of
well, because I mean, there's
realize like
certain
this is
things
what.
that, that we've witnessed in life, especially whether it be this, whether it be The Simpsons, whatever it may be, and it's like, huh? Like it's crazy things like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it
Yeah,
trips me out, honestly. You know what I mean? Like this
that
conspiracies
is
with that.
crazy.
Yeah, it just trips me out. Like, you know, it makes the most sense though when you think about it, like in that, in those terms. So yeah,
Right.
it just definitely trips me out.
Oh
Do you
man.
think he'll be president, Barron Trump?
You know what? I believe everything is possible.
Yeah.
I'll
Well,
tell
I
you that
mean,
much.
he's definitely growing up the right way to be, to understand that.
I'm sure they're
that's what I
grooming
mean.
him to exactly
That's
be,
what I'm saying.
you know what I mean?
So
Yeah,
yeah, it's just a trip that like I said, someone wrote about all this like, over 100 years ago. Yeah,
that's
it is
crazy.
crazy. It's a
That's
trip
crazy.
how things, that's what I mean. Like, but like I said, it doesn't surprise me because, like I said, looking up time travel and all that, and looking at the pictures from like certain people like that are now and then in the past. You know what I'm saying? Like it just trips me out. That's a whole nother segment though. You know what I'm saying? A whole other
Exactly.
segment. So,
Exactly.
but yeah, you can definitely it just trips me out. Time travel.
So you believe that Donald Trump is a time traveler?
I believe he has. I believe when you're in the when you're on different levels like that you're able to do it. Do you know what I mean by that? Like I don't necessarily think
Mhm.
he went and lived it. I think when you're at those levels, you can actually go back, see, come, and then go back, come forward, not actually live in the time. You know what I mean by that? Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, that type of stuff just trips me out. It
that
is.
is
It's
crazy.
a trip. You know what I mean? But everything I bring up is very like it's always has to do with something like that has to do with that. You know what I mean? Like even the prophecy of the popes, whatever it may be, it always has to do with damn. You know what I mean? Did they really know all this stuff and then it come to fruition or like Joe Rogan said, is it planned? You know what I mean? Is it like what's going on here? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
exactly.
yeah, just get your mind thinking. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like I said, yeah, trips
All
me
right.
out.
That's a good. That's a good one. That's a good conspiracy. I don't know if I can. I don't know if there's anything I can piggyback off of that one for tomorrow for mine, but I will find a good one. A good one for that one.
Yeah, man.
All right. So before we end the show, for all of you who don't know, shout out to the 22 people watching. I am doing a 44-day fast, but I actually wanted to give you guys a quick update on what I'm gonna do. So basically, I was pretty sick when I first started my fast. One, I had GERD, which, if you don't know what GERD is just you always have like a lot of like heartburn and gas, no matter pretty much what you eat, because I was not eating right. I wasn't working out. I started working out with Jay. We finally, I was able to start correcting some of these things, but I needed to do it in a faster way. And I had a lot of, I was call it like pains. I had like a lot of abdominal pain and a lot of different pains everywhere in my body that I needed to address. So I learned at a younger time, at a younger age, that one of the best ways to kind of cleanse yourself is to do a fast. So originally, I was going to do a 44-day fast because I needed to basically unclog myself. I needed to be able to use the, I mean, one of the most important things when you're when you're eating and stuff is you want to be using the bathroom like number two regularly. And if you're not, that means you have a lot of clogged stuff within you, and you need to correct that, or else it turns into a lot of other severe things. So I am actually going to the doctor. I have a doctor's appointment that I set up like months ago for these problems, but I decided to take matters into my own hands because I don't really believe in going to the doctor. But I decided, because I wanted the Average Day Joe's community I wanted to always update them on my health as well. So, like, let's say this is just an example, but let's just say that I went to the doctor, which I am. I'm going to the doctor on Wednesday. But let's just say I go to the doctor because I'm going to get a blood test done. I want to make sure like I don't have anything. And like, let's say for instance, they tell me I have a lot of like cancer, like cancer type protein cells or whatever, or that specific thing is high and that I might have cancer. Even if they told me something like that, I would not I would not put myself through like chemotherapy. And this is not doctor. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. So this is just my personal opinion. But if they gave me like the worst news that I could think of, which let's say they tell me I would have cancer, I would not go through chemo. I would not get an operation. Those are all very invasive into your body. I don't believe that they actually cure you. I mean, think about it, guys. The truth being told, doctors cannot even cure the common cold. So how are they going to cure anything? You know what I mean? Especially something like cancer. That's something that you have to do from within, and you have to know how to do it. So basically, what I did to correct myself before I went to the doctor on Wednesday was I embarked on a journey of fasting, and I was going to originally do a 44-day fast, but I'm actually bringing it down now to 40 days, which if you're Christian or Catholic and you follow the Bible, that's exactly what Jesus did, was a 40-day fast. And if you look at any other ancient scripture, and I'm talking about if you look at the Quran, if you look at like in Buddhism, or if you look at the Bhagavad Gita, they always talk about fasting because even in religious scripture, it's a very big part of life. And it's kind of like them kind of putting it in your face, like it's a very important thing to do every once in a while, especially if you know that you're not feeling well. So what I'm doing was originally I was going to do a 44-day fast, but I'm going to cut that 4 days shorter into a 40-day fast. And the reason why I'm doing that was because basically starting from Thursday and Friday of last week, I finally unclogged myself. It was pretty bad before that. Like I literally was going to the bathroom for like 2 weeks and I'm not eating anything except taking like sea moss to keep myself alive, because sea moss has 92 out of the 102 minerals that your body needs to sustain yourself as you're doing the fast. And on top of that, it cleanses you out so that you're able to normally be going to the bathroom. So yeah, starting last week, I actually, just a quick little story, and I'm gonna get into this when I finish my fast. I'm gonna tell you like the whole story. But from last week, after like 2 weeks of not going to the bathroom at all, like number two, I had all of a sudden I had this abdominal pain that was really bad, and I literally thought I was gonna faint. Like I had to hold the side of my bathtub just to keep myself up when I was in the bathroom. But man, everything literally came out. Jay knows, I told him all about it. And I literally, everything came out of me. And ever since then, I literally drink a glass of water and I'm going to the bathroom right away. So I don't need to per se do a 44-day fast anymore. I mean, if you guys really needed me, or like if you guys, wanted to do this, you just have to gauge your own body, and you have to know that until you start using the bathroom regularly, because most people will think that after like 40 days of fasting, you're not going to be going to the bathroom, but that's not the case. You will be going to the bathroom. So it is, because you will be taking out mucus from your body at that point. So basically now what's coming out of me is a whole bunch of mucus. And yeah, it's to the point now where I literally, like, it's starting to affect me where I can't really work or nothing. Like I'm literally having to stay at home because if I drink any little bit of water, everything is just coming right through me now. So I know it has worked. I don't really even need to do more longer than this, because the food, the healing is in the food. And it's like, for me, especially when you're like, if you do have cancer, or if you have something very, very bad like that, you want to put your body in an alkaline state, because when you're alkaline, your body cannot which is disease. And when people say disease, or especially when the name or the term cancer comes up, right away a lot of people think it's a death sentence, but that's not the case. Disease in your body just means your body is at dis-ease. You have to break the words down. And in the situation of cancer or serious things like that, you basically just need to eat the right things, and that's pretty much anything that's alkaline. So I'm talking about, for the most part, fruits and veggies until you correct that. I'm not saying you can never eat meat again or nothing like that, but I'm saying if you want to correct, especially a thing like cancer, you need to go into a state, you need to put your body in a state of alkalinity just to be able to cure yourself first before you can start doing or eating the way you want to eat again. But of course, if you go through something like that, sometimes that kind of changes your perspective on life as well, and what you kind of like how you want to be. Tomorrow, tune in, because I do share my weight with you guys every Tuesday. I share with you guys the weight and how much I'm at right now. I don't know, because I haven't weighed myself since last Tuesday, but last Tuesday I was at 195. When I first started, I was at 250 pounds. So I am on day, what I believe, 33 right now, right? 34, 6, 35. Yeah, so I'm on day 33 right now of my 40-day fast, which originally I was going to do 44, but I don't need to do that. So I'm going to do a 40-day fast just to show you guys that it is possible. Don't get discouraged. And if it comes to you having to do chemo or getting operations or anything that's like so invasive on your body, or just not eating for 40 days and maybe going through a little bit of pain here and there, like I did, where I literally thought I was going to faint at one point because of everything that was so stuck within me, I'll take that any day over chemo, guys. I'll take that any day over any kind of operation, because you know what? At the end of the day, this is your body, and you want to be able to not have to suffer in it. You want to live a happy life, and I think it's very important when you are eating right that when you are especially eating alkaline food, not only does that help you with your weight and with any kind of disease that your body might be at, but it also helps you in a more spiritual way where you become a nicer person in general. Like I notice now when I'm talking to people, when I'm interacting with people, I'm much nicer. Like I don't have any kind of aggressiveness in me. Like if people cut me off when I'm driving, I let them. I don't even care anymore. Before I'll get all mad. I'm like, I try to like get them back or whatever. But I feel like when you don't have, I don't have that extra oomph. Like Jay can tell you, he eats a lot of meat. I mean, he's very well balanced, but he eats a lot of meat because he's a bodybuilder. And when you do that, you need that extra oomph for bodybuilding. But it definitely makes you a little bit more aggressive, whether it be at the gym. If you're not going to the gym, you might take it out on other people. But so meat is good for certain things as well. But when you don't eat meat, which if you're not eating meat, obviously you're not going to be building a lot of muscle at the gym, and you're not going to have that extra like umph like for aggressiveness, but you become somewhat of a nicer person. And this is just kind of facts that I could tell you, I could relate to you, because I am on like day 33 of my 40-day fast right now. So yep, no food, and I'm not eating for 40 days. I'm on day 33, no sugar, nothing like that. So all you people watching videos of like what happens to you if you don't eat sugar in 30 days, it's basically this, where you go from like being this chunky monkey dude to me basically losing all my weight. You can see like my lining of my bones. My skin color has become much more radiant. I had a lot of my wrinkles disappear. I even feel like my hair is like, I used to get like a lot of gray hair on the sides because a lot of the food I was eating was really giving me really bad indigestion from the GERD I had, which I completely reversed already. So I feel like now that the hair that like when I cut it, the hair that grows back is like turning back to my regular color. I feel like my hair gets a little bit fuller. I am a little bit older, so I'm not like a young guy anymore. But that is, something that I am noticing. I also notice like even my teeth, they're like much wider. I don't have like plaque or tartar, like nothing like that. So yeah. Uh, that being said, that is the end of our show. I'm sorry if I got into this a little bit more than I wanted to right now. I will get into this more in detail, like the last day or the day after my fast is over, the 40 days. Let us go and hear Jay's final words of thought. Jay, what are your words of wisdom for our Average Day Joe's community? And shout out to the 24 people watching this.
Just got to stay focused, stay blessed, don't be distracted. It's very easy to get distracted these days. You got a goal, you got to attain it. Too many people get distracted off their goals. You got to just really lock in and everything will happen. It's that easy. It's all about locking in,
Exactly.
focus, and just, being disciplined to do it. That's it. It's very simple. People complicate life. It's really not, life is not complicated.
Exactly. Very well said. And you don't have to take it from us. If you guys watch the Super Bowl, Kendrick Lamar said it best to you guys as well. Turn the TV off. Turn the TV off. That's all you guys got to do. That's programming. You're getting programmed by the TVs and all this other stuff that doesn't keep you in focus. So you guys, sometimes the best thing to do is just turn it off. So that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to our channel. Please share the channel. We want to hear from you guys. If you guys got anything to let us know, if you guys wanted to give us, any comments afterwards. Also, over the weekend, Jay did his Chef of Jeff episode. You can go check that out. He did a pretty good meal for you guys to show you a very good meal. It got me all, watery inside since I'm not eating. I was like, man, he did some really good food, a really good balanced diet. On Sunday, I do an episode, and I went with my wife. We went up to over here. We got a place it's called Half Moon Bay in California. We went up over there to like the beach, and we went to like a little nursery. So on Sunday, I did that video for you guys, and I showed you some images that we took up there. I didn't really record anything live. We just kind of did more of like photos. And we do post, so those we do post those on the weekends, and we also post on all our other. We do have all our other social media accounts that we post on. So check those out if you guys want, and follow us on there as well. That being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in again. We love you, and thank you for being part of our show. And we will see you back here tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific time.